Hey, it's Tori, and welcome back to my channel. Today we welcome Tomas from Bloodbound to the channel. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm very good. Thanks. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on the channel and to chat with me today about your brand new record. First and foremost, I just want to know, how was festival season this year for you and the band?
You mean previous season?
Yeah, the one that's just
Yeah.
passed.
Yeah. It was excellent. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's always fun to play festivals down in Europe. It's great, especially, around Central Europe and Germany and stuff. It's really cool. Czech
Yeah,
Republic is also a great
yeah, that's
place to
awesome.
play. Yeah, it's cool.
That's really cool to hear. Of course, you're here to talk about your brand new concept album, Field of Swords, which is out on November 21st via Napalm Records. This is also your first release under Napalm. Congratulations on that. How did that all come about?
Well, we actually had our previous label. We had the contract was basically out. We'd done
Mm-hmm.
all the albums we needed to do, and Napalm. We've been in contact with Napalm quite a few times. They've seen it at festivals, and we met people from the label and have been talking to them, and it felt like they were interested in the band, and so when we were about to do something new, they basically contacted us and gave us a great offer. So that was really cool.
Yeah, they've
It
been.
also,
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, and that was also, it gave a lot of energy into the band, I think, to do something a bit, something new.
Yeah. Well, they've also been a great label for me for with my channel and what I do. They've just been really positive about the reaction scene and letting us know about bands like yourself, because I am a new fan coming in on this album cycle, which I wanted to ask. You've had a couple of singles out so far already from this cycle. How have you found the
Yeah.
response from, of course, fans that have been with you for quite some time, or from people like me who are just now discovering your band through this album?
Yeah, it's been great, and we've been around for quite a while, and it's the 11th album.
Yeah,
So it's great to see that new people listen to the songs, and you can people that didn't even know about us, even in our like uh, even in Sweden. So, but we've been around for quite some time, and it's really cool that we can reach out to new fans still. So it's nice. And
yeah,
of course, also the label is great. And I've heard the same thing that you say, and even other interviewers as well. Like they like Napalm as well.
yeah. No,
It's a great label.
they've been really fantastic all around. I haven't had one negative experience with them. So when I heard that this was your first time joining with them, and then just having that revitalized energy push through the band because it's something new, and it's just something different, something nice to try as well. And I was reading on your social media that the band has claimed that this is your best record you've ever done. Like, this is a really big, bold statement. What do you feel
Yeah,
differentiates this from past records that you've done?
I think that. Especially when you put a lot of work into an album, it's like it's always exciting with something new. So when you feel like the result is like better even than you thought, then that's kind of a natural reaction, I think.
Yeah,
But then again, I see also like our the catalog, the song catalog is it's I don't always see it as a album versus album. It's uh, usually songs, particular songs that can stand out as well. Even though an album can be, you can feel that maybe it's not the best album, but it might have the best song on it. So it's it's torn, I guess. But we're really happy about the album, and it feels like an even album, and it's it's a cool production. It's a new sound for Bloodbound, I think. It's slightly more modern and heavier towards the guitars, especially.
Yeah. And of course, this is a continuation from your previous record, which was called Tales from the North, which focused more on the Viking era. This one now has moved forward in history towards the events that happened after 1066. Where did this idea spawn from to create these like historical concept albums?
I think our previous album, Tales from the North, was that was because we're from Sweden and Scandinavia, so that felt a bit natural because you, of course, history in school and stuff, and everybody knows about the Vikings, and so that was something that we knew quite a lot about. So that felt like an interesting subject to on that album, and that album ends on the song 1066, which is that's like a mark, the ending of the Viking era. That was the battle at Stamford Bridge, and historically we say that it's the end of the Viking era. And when we were thinking about a new album, it's and we're thinking about maybe we should do some sort of concept on the new album as well. So I started to look into different ideas, and then kind of discovered that the Crusader era started in 1095, 1096, which is straight after the Viking era, and it's a kind of a natural the what do you call it? You know, they were starting to be really good at, the blacksmiths could make really cool swords and stuff, and that the knight was basically born at that time. So, and then I started to look into it more and realized that, well, the Crusader era is kind of a long period with 9 crusades as well, and it would be cool to fit some of those, you know, elements from all the 9 crusades into the songs. That was the start of the idea for the concept.
Yeah, it makes sense as well, I think, just as a general flow as well, just to continue on with what comes next. And I find that,
Yeah.
I mean, I absolutely love history myself. I was born and raised in England, and I've actually visited Sweden a couple of times. My sister, she lives over there now, and it's such a beautiful
Cool.
country, and just you know, getting to know that um side of the history, because like you said, whatever specific country you're born in, you go to school and you tend to learn more so about your own history, and just you know, reaching out and learning other cultures' histories. I think it's really fascinating. So then to do that
Yeah.
through music form and bring that into your own art, I think it's such a fantastic way to deliver that, and it's a fun way. I also find it easier to like remember dates and things that have happened through music and through lyrics, because I feel like it sits better in my brain that way.
Yeah, me too. I kind of I guess I've learned a lot as well on these last 2 albums about history, because you knew stuff, and of course this Crusader era is one of the most documented areas, I think, you know, when it comes to books and movies and stuff, and everybody knows something about the, you know, the knights and Lionheart and, you know, all that stuff. The Viking era is also big, but this is more like you can see it in major movies and stuff. So it's like yeah, you learn a lot as well. So that was cool.
Yeah. Of course, I wanted to know what inspired the title, and that artwork that you have on the album is fantastic as well. How does that
Ah,
reflect the energy of the album, would you say?
well, I think uh, even before the concept of the Crusader era, I was thinking about something because I was really into, you know, the craft of making, especially tools
Hmm.
and swords as well, like how much iron the material, the ground material iron has affected humans in history. So, and you can really see when we can start to forge iron, it really changed history in many ways, especially tools and swords and weapons, of course, as well. So that was the start of basically the song Field of Swords, which ended up as the opener on the album. And then kind of connected that sword idea to, I realized that, well, the Crusader era is coming up on that time period as well. So it was really about crafting of the sword from the beginning. And then, what was your question again? I forgot.
Just how it reflects that the energy of the album.
Yeah. And then also, like you see on all our covers, we have the Nosferatu mascot on the covers. So, and we try to find something new, so he can be set in some new kind of era. And when we look upon it, it's like he was a Viking. Yeah, well, now we basically wanted a sword as well on the, because he hasn't had that on any album. So it was kind of we wanted him as a crusader, but not fully crusader with the red cross and everything, just something from that era. And yeah, it turned out really cool. I actually got some. We got the vinyls and the CD box as well, and the flag is really cool when you see the big print of the cover.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be awesome on a t-shirt.
Yeah, I've also seen people asking about merch and t-shirts already on your social media because it is such a fantastic piece of art that's now
Yeah,
displayed
it is.
on the album.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah. And also I really like how, the vinyl is starting to get more popular.
Yeah.
So you can, so when you have, you can put them on the wall.
Yeah.
Basically, I have them next to me here in the studio, all the covers.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. I've noticed how vinyl is becoming a lot more popular recently. I think that's the way most people tend to, because it kind of becomes a collector album, and like you say, people like to display them on their walls or in like on bookshelves or things like that, and plus you can see the artwork a little bit bigger than you can on a little CD or just digital, and I think it just has that nostalgic feel to it as well, just listening to something on a record and that feeling that you get from that too.
Yeah, it feels more real. And I can remember when I bought my first albums, it was vinyls with, it was basically the Iron Maiden albums.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember when I bought The Number of the Beast and looked at the cover, and so that was really cool. And all the flags as well from all those early bands.
Yeah, I grew
Yeah,
up
it's cool.
in a household with my dad playing like with his records, and he'd always have like Led Zeppelin or Bowie and things like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
blasting through the house. So I grew up in that kind of household, which was nice for me to then develop my own personal music tastes and styles, and just music in general. I think it's such an amazing art form, and being able to sit here and talk to musicians like yourself and then discover how you go about it, which leads me to my next question. What did the creative process look like for this album, and when it comes to like songwriting or even composing the songs?
I think that once we always write, you write your, like, we have our personal studios in the band, so write bits and pieces and maybe a verse or a chorus or a guitar melody or something. But then when the concept starts to form and you write some lyrics and stuff, then you have to fit it in a way. So that's when you start to, maybe that's not so suitable for this lyric, so you take it away. And that's only a feeling thing. You know, you can't really need something from the lyrics to add to the song melodies to make sure it works. And so it's our 11th album, and on earlier albums it was easier as well to get together and write stuff and show each other ideas. Now it's getting a bit, I think that's a little bit boring, that the home studios are getting so good, so you do a lot of stuff by yourself and then you send ideas back and forth and add stuff. But I mean, with the technology, it works really great, and you can get more done. I think it's easier to be productive if you have an okay home studio.
Yeah. No, I was
And
gonna ask
it's
you.
really cool. It's really cool as well if you send ideas and stuff and get something back. You uh, you uh, you get a bit of distance from it because you send something away and then you hear it uh, with fresh ears. So that's cool. That's like mixing an album as well. If you're in the studio mixing an album for 2 weeks, you get it's getting a bit too much. You need a few days off and then listen to an idea again, kind of thing.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to step away and to take a break and not think about it, and then come, like you say, come back into it with fresh ideas, fresh ears, and some things may stay, some things may change, and that's just part of the game. And I was going to ask you about that, how you felt technology has either helped with songwriting and like home studios, or whether you feel like that connection is somewhat a little bit missing now. You don't get to fully hang out with the band, but I can imagine that's also very sometimes can be very unproductive because you get distracted by other things because you're all together. And I can imagine being in a
Yeah.
group of family, let's say, because bands become family, things can definitely lead astray and go somewhere else. Whereas if you're on your own and in your home, and you can just really set your mind to doing the one task. And I guess there's pros and cons to both things.
Yeah, yeah. And when you actually get together, it's you're more productive. So it can be positive as well, not to be around each other all the time.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
because it also puts that little bit of distance between you when you're home, and then you get together, and it's like it's that nice being reunited with your bandmates, and coming together and finishing off these ideas. Um,
yeah.
how do you feel like the band's individual music influences influence the overall sound of this album?
What do you mean, like individual?
Like
I don't understand.
your own like musicals, because obviously
Ah,
all
yeah,
individual band members have different tastes and likes and dislikes, and all of
yeah.
that coming together into just one thing for the band.
Yeah, yeah, It's. I think that's a positive thing that we are all, even though we're basically all of us grew up with the same kind of hard rock, heavy metal kind of, the Iron Maiden and
Hmm.
Halloween, except all those bands that we love. Uh, but then when you get older, like my brother, for example, he's a jazz teacher. Henrik is a teacher and playing jazz. Been to university playing jazz, so he's he knows a lot about theory. And Frederick as well has got it's AOR, kind of softer band, which is very melodic. So it's good because they sometimes can write something that stands out a little bit. And we can make it into, something that fits Bloodbound.
Hmm.
So I think it's good that it's a bit diverse, the different tastes of music.
Yeah, and I
It's
like
cool.
it. I like when you can hear like the individual personality of each member on the track, and I feel like you can, because I have listened to the couple of singles that you brought out, and I love how really big they are, but also at the same time, very, even though it's a concept album, it still feels very personal to you guys as a band. And
Yeah,
speaking of the singles, you have one feature artist on this album, Brittany Slays from Unleash the Archers. How did that come about?
yeah, yeah. She uh, basically it was Frederick that had a bit of contact with her. She's I don't exactly know when he started to talk to her, but it turned out that she was a fan of the band and she liked us. And a few years ago, they were doing some shows, and we were trying to maybe we could play a show together or something, but it didn't work out. And then when we when we had that song, "The Nine Crusades," the last song on the album, we felt like we wanted a guest singer, a vocalist on that song because it's basically written for it as well in a way because the verses are really open and it's a lot of space for vocal melody in it. So we had that song in mind as some sort of guest appearance, and then we were talking about different singers, and then he said maybe she would do a really good job on that, and started to listen more. And she's got such an expressive storytelling voice. There's something about it that's and very interesting and deep as well, I think. She can be really like mellow and all those high screams as well. So we just asked her and she was up for it. So that was really cool. And we met her this summer as well, played in Germany, I think. So we played the same festival and she was really nice.
Yeah.
So we're really happy with that, her performance on that. And we gave her a little bit of free space at the end of the song as well, and she put those amazing high pitched wails and stuff on it. Really cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear it because like you said, she just has such a unique tonal quality about her voice, and she's able to bring so
Yeah,
much emotion and range to her voice, but
yeah,
then also adding that into the storytelling that you guys bring as a band. I can't wait to hear it. I think it's going to be amazing. Just those two different styles coming together and being one, and it being the final track of the album leading us out. I think that's a
yeah,
really brilliant placement for it too.
yeah, yeah. And it's lyric wise, it's that song is a bit of a summary of the Nine Crusades as well. And of course, she was amazing live as well. It was
Yeah.
a cool experience to see her up front live by the stage. So
Yeah.
it's a cool song.
Well, Thomas, I won't keep you much longer. Do you have any rest of your plans that you can talk to us about that won't spoil anything, or maybe for early next year?
Yeah, yeah. We um, I actually had some correspondence about it previous today. We're planning a tour in. It's going to be around March next year, and I think it's going to be announced fairly soon, within a few weeks. So that's going to be really cool. That's a great time to go out and play as well. And March, spring is starting, and because now it's start of November and it's getting really dark here in Sweden now. Within a few weeks, we probably gonna have the first snow and that stuff. It's a good time to sit in your studio and practice and write new songs.
Yeah.
But then in spring, it's going to be perfect to go out and play, do a tour in March, I think. So looking
Yeah.
forward to that.
I think March is a great time of year. I'm a little bit biased because it's like my birthday month, but
Ah, yeah, yeah, it's good.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
good.
But like that, just that renewal of spring and the light starting
Yeah,
to come back out. Because like I mentioned with my sister, she lives way down south in Sweden, but by like
yeah,
4 p.m. it's like completely pitch black already, and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
a hard time of year, so people tend to go into hibernation and, like you say, just
yeah,
get a lot of practicing done and focus on the upcoming live shows. And that little bit of light, if you will, that comes through with the planned tours.
Yeah.
All right, Thomas, thank you so much for chatting with me today. Guys, the concept album Field of Swords is out on November 21st. I will leave that pre-order link down below in the description, as well as all of Bloodbound's information too, so you can find them, support them, all of that good stuff. Thomas, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. See ya.
Bye, guys. Well, I just want to take a moment to thank all of my incredible patrons for your ongoing support. You can find all of my full album reactions, my early access reactions, my early access interviews, and all of my Twitch livestream VODs over there. You can find the link for that right here or down below in the description. But don't forget to like and subscribe to become a Taurian. Speaking of becoming a Taurian, all of my social media links and my Discord link are down below in the description. We'd absolutely love to have you come hang out in the Discord community, and I will see you guys in the next video. Rock on.